Lamp from Blue is okay. Line with a Hex level 1 will set up the Juggernaut. And the Treants should actually not be underestimated, but
this is not a level 1 Roshan.
I don't even know if they want to go for it.
This is not a level 1 Roshan.
They're not confident that they're going to win the fight.
But look instantly at EG. They are taking no chance with this whatsoever. The lineup basically flags so heavily it's a level 1 Roshan, but EG, they smoke out and they're moving so quickly. It's almost like they're moving as if DK have TP'd to the tier 1 towers and try and take Roshan. That's what this almost feels like, but look at what the movement's not going to find anyone until they rotate up north. And the arrow scouts, nothing is there. They are not even near there.
It's funny that DK aren't expecting EG to check Roche.
Well, maybe they are. Maybe they are. And what they do is they try and get themselves up to this point.
There's
so
absolutely no way this works, DK. Come on.
There.
If this works, that's absolutely legendary. If someone walks up here now.
There's a little tree doing the scouting. He's around the corner, so the tree sits in the edge. They're smoked up.
Oh my god,
and
it might just work.
Oh no, he came down. He came. Yeah, there's a ping. There's a ping. He placed a ward behind the tower and actually flagged his positioning. But look where the Radiant Observer ward is right now. It's right on top of the DK lineup, right next to the ancient area. They'll de-ward it out. Correct me if I'm wrong too. This ward will actually block up the camp.
I think Mushi's gonna be like, it's okay guys, we didn't get Roche, but I got an Observer ward, it's pretty much the same.
50 gold, man! 50 gold!
And looking over at the net worth graph, it's not showing. There we go. 50 gold lead for DK.
Massive.
I already won the game.
It's an advantage from the first minute, man.
They have a really significant gold advantage. They've got like 50% more gold than EG at this point. I know, my analysis is out of this world.
That's the reason why you get paid the big bucks, man.
In the mid lane, so we'll be very mobile here. I guess it's a way for him to deal with the fact that there's probably going to be a Juggernaut coming in and roaming, so he wants to just be faster, or at least as fast as the Juggernaut here with the Brute, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Burning, however, got off the better block, so he'll be starting on his cliff. And actually, I guess we should introduce the lanes for both teams, so let's quickly look at EG first. In the top lane, it's going to be Universe playing as the Beastmaster. Mid lane, Arteezy on his ever-faithful Tinker, and on the bottom lane, tri-lane from EG, Zai, Mirana, PPD on the Bane, and finally Mason will be playing as Faceless Wolf.
Yeah, and iceiceice down here. It was like a top lane universe, still a crap ton of damage, but yeah, Mushi on the Fuzzy Wuzzy. We'll have MMY coming in as a three-headed lion. We'll have Burning as the Brewmaster in the middle lane, and really, I'm already wanting to applaud iceiceice's play. He's been blocking up this camp with Treants, making EG think that it's just the Treants causing them the problems. They actually have no sentry wards on these two supports, but it's this ward that's just down to the side.
Are you sure that blocks?
I'm almost certain that blocks. Almost. Like, okay. We'll wait for the 2-minute mark to see if it does block or not, but I'm fairly certain it does.
Yeah, iceiceice gave up on that lane now though. I think he's gonna go jungle. He's got 2 clarities in his inventory. We'll probably rotate in. And I think it's the better call at this point as well. If that ward does indeed block, he can start jungling, and he won't be afraid of the supports out-leveling him, and at the same time, EG's pushing power in this bottom lane is pretty abysmal. They can't take the tower that fast, but considering that he actually managed to make them push already, he'll head down to the bottom lane, since the equilibrium is going in his favor. So, this is a little bit surprising for me that he managed to accomplish that. And Mason will do whatever he can to negate the damage done, but this is still a full level going the way of iceiceice in the lane. Then he could just TP into the jungle and farm.
We haven't touched on one thing yet. Black Venom. This Juggernaut still needs to find levels.
I have seen a game in which he didn't, and it was not good.
I saw a game which he did, and he even got first blood.
You get nothing.
It's a good game. But he's okay. This will give him close to level 2. Very, very close to level 2. And they could just add more pressure towards the top lane. Because that's one thing which we kind of haven't really considered as well. Like, level 1 Roshan was always potential for DK. But when you throw in, like, level 2 utility, well, Bush can go in there without having to have a Vladimir's offering and get a very early kill out in Roshan. And then they can give the space to MMY, he can grab his level 6, or they can give it to Juggernaut in the safe lane. Like, the potential for a lane rotation to come out by, like, 5-7 minutes into this game is really, really high. The fact you've already got 2 levels up and the trees on Nature's Prophet 2 means if they get a kill on this top lane, the tier 1 tower's gone. Because they can just bring it down straight away.
And a little bit surprising in addition to that, it's actually going very well for DK. Burning is beating Arteezy fairly handily here in the mid lane. Actually, he's 18-6 against the 9-1 Tinker.
Double.
Very impressive play from Brewmaster. I would say this is a lane Arteezy will generally win or at least draw, but Burning is just beating him on mechanics so far.
EG's coming to help him out. They realize the problem as well, so Zai as well as PPD are smoke rotating in towards that mid lane, searching for the Brewmaster.
He might be. He's playing it really defensively right now, so might not be caught out. And I don't even know if they can kill him, to be honest.
If they get the long 5-second arrow, then I think they can.
I'm still not sure.
Actually, look at the skill build from Martese, or I should say, the lack of skill build from Martese.
Yeah,
he's got
waiting.
1 point laser. He's got 5 points up. Which means there's 4 unspent ability points right now. So he's deciding what he wants. All he really wants in the lane and needs in the lane is 100% miss chance on the Brewmaster's attacks. And that you get from level 1 laser anyway.
Yeah, this is a very classic thing for Tinkers to do that haven't
Top
made
lane
up
TP
yet. Yeah.
They're coming in for Universe. Ice. This is the 2 levels of trees. They're going to look for a kill first before they attempted this. Because they're not going to get in range. But there's a level 1 healing ward which Lanham still hasn't put down just yet. And there it goes. Now they'll force the tower.
Did you see that sprout?
No.
But
I wasn't looking for it. I saw the front trees.
Pretty odd. Oh. Nevertheless, they're going to be forcing down this tower. I don't know whether EG can hold. They're doing whatever they can with the access here from Universe, actually pulling the entire wave away. And it might just be enough.
They're still got the healing ward up, which means the heroes can tank up a hell of a lot more.
So, good start for DK. They strike first. The Juggernaut pick so far with that healing ward has been useful this time around. Wouldn't be surprised to see a
level
smoke
2
come
spin,
out
man. He could start stacking and also farming.
Yeah, I don't think that's the call though. I think he's going to smoke with MMY now, and they'll try to rotate into mid and kill off Arteezy if possible. Burning, however, does not have the best lane position right now to get mid. He would like it to be on his cliff before they go for a play like that. But yeah, you're right. He's actually just going to stack.
Yeah.
Or farm the stack rather.
He's waiting until he's got the healing ward up and running because he knows the spin won't be enough to get through this wave.
I think they'll just pull down the creeps and then let them tank for him.
Okay, yeah, that could work.
I think it's a better call. His mana is pretty important right now. He doesn't want to waste it on just farming if he can avoid it. I think he's still going to have to... Oh, they missed the connection.
They only grabbed half
It's
of it.
probably still enough, actually. No, they're going to ignore it.
Roshan's being done right now by Mushi and Ice. Bernie's going to give him some cover fire, but the fact we've got heroes missing for the lane, this has to flag for EG that something is awry. But it's just Mushi with just a casual Morbid Mask. And that's enough. Zai's got this arrow available so he can throw it out if he wants to. The Burning with Split, they know they've got enough chaos so they can control it. And there you go, healing ward is up, so the Morbid Mask is just enough. This is what I was talking about very early on. 5 to 7 minutes in, you can just rotate the hero out, you get your against the Immortal, and it's MMY that's showing some experience on the top lane, looking for that quick level 6. Which means Finger of Death, Bane's gonna have a really rough time trying to get everything off, including Mirana as well. Both are very susceptible to that very high burst damage early on.
Yeah, Moose is looking very good in this game so far. That's one thing that's for damn sure. 34 CS, Roshan kill level 5. His counterpart Mason is actually level 7 in the safe lane. Went for a very quick Midas, has 45 CS, so excellent farm coming out from Mason as well. But he's pretty much been playing 1-on-0, so that bottom lane is just a free farm lane, and we'll see how he can transform that farm into value later on for his team.
Just going to point out, value-wise, again, I know I flagged this for you yesterday morning when we had that game. Oh, hello, bottom lane.
Oh, there's the value.
This, I don't know if this will be, yeah, it will be first blood. With Brain Sap, iceiceice, he sprouts himself, but can't protect himself from that last attack, and Mason also had a calling play, so he'd get through. So first blood goes the way of EG. But I want to talk about the support. So before that fight happens, I actually didn't have 2.5 levels, he's like 2 1/3. But the levels of the supports, Juggernaut still above that of the Mirana. Effectiveness-wise, he's approaching level 4.
And Lion is almost level 6. MMY is actually getting a lot of space. They're letting him solo farm top right now. And a Finger of Death early on can be crucial in shutting down the Tinker in particular. He's still the hero I'm looking for DK to deal with. Arteezy has maxed out March. His jungle has been stacked as well. He's actually finding a lot of farm. And
it's a mid push.
I don't think they can push this. The March is ready. Healing ward for Juggernaut is only level 1.
They're going to search for kills. Look where Mushi and Lanham are moving. Like the Hawks are doing some scouting as well. They're really trying to watch for the flank of DK.
And they're going to block the Ancients.
Okay.
And kill the Hawk.
DK making sure there's
this is not happening for DK. Arteezy with the skill build is able to easily defend that tower. He's still pretty far away from the boots of travel though. That's the good news for DK. Arteezy has another 900 gold to go. They've managed to block the Ancients. iceiceice is blocking this camp with a Treant right now. The other camps are not stacked.
Mushi, what are you doing, man? really aggressive, and iceiceice will TP himself in. While up on the high ground, Burning, he's still waiting for the jump in moment, but with the healing ward behind him with this push, as a level 1 healing ward only, he actually went crit for his next ability here, Juggernaut. But they've got the T1 tower down. EG don't really seem to show any desire to fight this at all. With no chrono, I don't think they could even attempt it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
EG needs to be careful not to concede too many towers for nothing here. They've already lost 2 towers in 9 minutes. The bottom lane tower is probably the next one DK will be looking for. And they're going to have to TP down and defend. Mason is getting a good trade-off right now. Getting a really good farm in the bottom lane, getting about half the damage on the tier 1 tower down there, and will now be backing off since the rotations are coming in. iceiceice has reached level 6, by the way, so Wrath of Nature is now available for global ganking, and Lion, almost level 7 on MMY. They're giving him a lot of space, and I love it. I think Lion with great farm is very, very useful in games of this type.
Man, it's a great farm. He's about to get a blink dagger once they bring down this bottom tower. If they give him the last hit, they've got a 9-minute initiation coming out from a Lion. And in fact, Burning is the one to pick up the first set of arcanes. Juggernaut's also at a point where he can buy.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I assume Lanham's going to subscribe to his old build from before, where he just rushes Aghanims. But he doesn't wait for anything else. He'll buy the point booster next and just rush the Aghanims. And the only thing he's meant to be doing is just throwing out his ultimate. The difference is though, like the combination which I saw before with the Juggernaut, it was always with the Faceless Void. It wasn't with a hero like Ursa. It was Faceless Void he was searching for.
Speaking of Void, he could walk into a death trap here. MMY, as well as... Okay.
He's got no jump.
I'm not sure who's getting trapped.
if Void jumps, he could potentially kill him.
Is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
If there's Hawks around for that kind of thing, which there was, then it would actually be a death trap for DK. Because the Void Chrono will come, and then Arteezy would just TP himself in and provide the burst damage required to kill off the Lion. Which means Finger of Death will never ever be cast. So this is kind of like what DK have to also be prepared for, that their vision is really, really limited, because you're not going to be sprouting random areas of trees trying to find out where the Hawk is. Like you might do that when you're getting to a point where you know where the attack is going to happen, but when you're just looking around someone's jungle for a potential gank, you're not going to be doing that. And now, 3-man smoke movement from DK. They still actually have pushing at the bottom lane, and iceiceice will TP him back behind the tower. So if this tier 1 tower belongs to DK again, this will be 11 minutes and all out of tier 1 towers are gone. Mushi gets the last hit.
Oh, Mason!
Well, they found him. They found him. But Juggernaut, he just got no level 6. Mason jumps away, and Zaya's arrow will reveal the fact that DK aren't following.
So the smoke gank didn't work out, but they still claimed the tower. And the question is, when do EG start accomplishing something? They've got 1 kill so far. They got the first blood in the bottom lane on iceiceice, but they haven't found any towers. They're finding great farm on Void and Tinker, but they can't afford to lose more map control. Even with the Beastmaster Tinker lineup that's pretty good at getting out on the map, they're gonna get cornered pretty soon if this continues. Now iceiceice with the minus pickup. I'm surprised that EG aren't even trying to defend this tower, to be honest.
You know, it's very, very similar to our IG DK match.
VG
DK match. Very, very similar. You realize the early pushing potential coming out from DK is just so much that you're like, well, we'll accept the casualties, we'll accept the towers will go down, and then just have confidence that you can push back at some point. But at this point, 12 minutes in, you're not going to be able to fight through a full Aegis Demon. You've got to accept the fact that that's going to be there. You've got to kill Mushi off twice. You don't really have the firepower in order to do that, so you just try and find the better trade-offs that you can get. And the one thing which I think EG has working for them, which we didn't see previously, is the fact that the Beastmaster Hawk will still allow the Tinker to freely move into very forward positions in the lanes. And this can make DK fall back or work behind him. Like you see Arteezy now up on the top lane. He's only 1,000 or so gold away from having his Blink Dagger, and needs to be a lot more self-reliant.
EG are basically trading experience for gold right now. They have 3k experience lead at the cost of 3,500 gold, but you know, that sounds like a fairly even trade.
That's okay.
The problem is that they're trading experience for gold and map control, which I think is not a good enough trade. They're doing a good job at finding what they can, but when DK pick up a gem and they start rewarding this and they start split pushing out the lanes, I think EG could have a problem. Even though they have Tinker and Beastmaster, which are arguably maybe even the kings of split push together, there's still a Prophet on the enemy team who can do something similar. And in addition to that, DK just have so many options for running skirmishes. Lion plus any other hero is a kill. Lion plus Juggernaut, Lion plus Brew, especially Lion plus Ursa will just maul down anyone within the matter of 2 seconds, even a half second if they actually want. Impale Finger of Death and Overpower, someone just dies, right?
What is Mushi buying? Because he can complete the full Vlads right now. I got a funny feeling he's going for a different item.
He might be going straight into... No, BKB is pretty awful this game, actually.
Yeah.
I'm wondering against Tinker.
I wonder if he just looks for like a higher source of damage. Remember that like the orb effects now work very differently on Ursa, so his options are a lot more open.
Well, if he wants something else than lifesteal, he has to finish the Vlads or sell his. Or never mind, if it forget it. If it procs together with lifesteal, then it's good.
Jump up, they found one. Zai, Munch, Universe put the roar up.
Oh wow!
Hey! The roar pushed him up on the cliff. Luckily, he's got a blink dagger, but he blinked himself in, but the roar pushed him out.
Burning's gonna feel cheated there. That's just really unfortunate. They could have actually got the Beastmaster so well. If that roar didn't knock him up there, Burning could have got off the split and just finished Universe off. But that's really cool. He managed to actually salvage that. They only lose one hero.
Top lane, PPD is holding him in position right now. That's where the Fiend script laser rockets Lanham. He lets the ulti go. MMY kills the Tinker. The Impale picked up 2 and PPD getting clamped by the Brewmaster. A great fight there for DK.
Wow, that Impale. I can't believe that hit both of them. I thought that was for sure only going to hit the Bane, but clips RTZ just on the edge.
He's been training with Angelina Jolie, man. He can make that Impale in corners. It's wonderful.
Really well played here by DK. They're looking to start off the day in a strong manner. 5,000 gold ahead at this point. The experience is now down to 0. Look at those 3 kills they just got.
Mushi's rushing Skadi.
Oh, really?
Mushi is rushing. He's got an ultimate orb coming out in the courier to him right now. I doubt he's building a Lincoln Sphere in this game, because that makes no sense whatsoever. Mana stuff would also not make a lot of sense.
Dire's middle
I think he's just showing straight for Skadi.
It's very rare for me to see EG in this type of game where EG is generally a very aggressive team that love going out and finding pickoffs, and they have the heroes for it, but DK aren't giving them any space. They've taken the towers, map control, 2 Roshans. Look at the experience. Like, I want to point out, those last 3 kills were worth 3k experience combined, and then they get Rosh afterwards. The gold, now more than 7k, or about 7k in the favor of DK at this point. I don't know about that ulti orb. I'm not sure it's a Skadi, to be honest.
What else would it be, man?
It could be a Manta to break the laser. Which, it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Lincoln's is an option, but I also think that's not...
No, because there's too many things to go through it anyway.
Does Mushi have anything? He's buying the Vlads now. So he's holding his... He hasn't made his decision just yet for that. Or maybe he has, but we don't know. We can't tell you.
I'm fairly certain he's just thinking, you know, I just want to pick up my Skadi right now. I jump in, and you think about it, with the amount of life points you're going to have from the Skadi, the ability you have for control, whoa, that's easy. He was TPing out then, and he blinked himself. That used the Moonlight Show. The dust, it was in range, so Arteezy is revealed from that, but they're too far away now.
Another possible choice for Mushi here is to get a Scythe of Ice, but I think if that was what he was looking for, they already have Hex on Lion as well as Impale. I think he would rather go...
Oh, nice from Mason. The Hawk count scouted it out. However, the Prophet Ultimate will not make this easy.
Oh, that's a lot of ultimates, but they want to secure that kill.
Zai got himself away. Lanham's too deep. He's going to spin, but doesn't matter for Void.
Okay.
2 kills to EG.
I thought he was going to get Zai, didn't, and ends up conceding pretty much a free feed here to the Faceless Void. But to go back on what I was talking about, Hex is an option for Mushi, but I still think Abyssal is
being hunted by animals. The Rockets and Arteezy, okay, with his mana. Like, he came in with like half mana.
He knew he wasn't going to get that kill. He's just map controlling at this point, Arteezy. Putting pressure and pushing out the lanes the best he can.
Mushi's stalking mid. He knows Mason has no chrono, and MMY with a blink dagger. Mason. He comes in, he gets the stun, no backtrack on the Finger of Death. The middle is high. Lanham, by the way, is also 500 from Ags.
I'm having a hard time thinking of a better burst combo than Lion Ursa together. It's like, if you get caught, you're just dead. Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
It's Lincoln's on Mushi.
Huh?
He actually built in Lincoln.
He is getting the Lincolns. Okay. I mean, it's good to block either the Raw or the Grip, but I feel like there's a lot of simple target abilities.
Oh, the arrow. Mushi, he's almost dead. He wants this Aegis more to trigger on him. The healing ward's hit, he's healing him up pretty quickly. Marshall Chief is making it easy as the rockets come in. Mushi very low on life.
So let's look at
Dire's
what this
top
Linken's can
tower
do.
is under attack.
It can block Raw, it can block Grip, which is awesome, but they can trigger it with Laser, Nightmare, Brain Sap, Enfeeble. If he gets a point in Enfeeble, which he actually has 3 of, that can block the Linkens. I don't know how good that choice is, to be honest. I'm not sure I agree with it. We'll see how it plays out here for Mushi. That was probably the last one I was expecting, to be honest, in this game. But perhaps it proves to be the right choice.
1830 Aghanims on Jugger, support Jugger. They're also looking at this ancient stack, just hoping they can mop it up quickly. Yeah, here you go. Prophet's gonna come in. They're not gonna let Tinker have this, and Mushi just wants to go to town as well. They do have, yeah, they're gonna go drop the level 2 healing ward as well. That's a quad stack right there, which EG are losing. The arrow's going to come up and it flies right between the DK lineup. And what's happening in return? Like, we got Arteezy forcing out the top lane. Also notice what he's going. He's going for a 4-star as his second ability, his second item. He wants that distance between, like, Mushi and himself.
I think it's still the Dagon.
You think it's actually going to be a Dagon?
It could be forced, though, with that reasoning. It makes a lot of sense. If someone gets hexed, he can pull them out. But
I would have expected a null talisman on him already if he was going to go for
that's
a
true.
Dagon.
Maybe he would have gone for the null then. I guess he technically, or he usually does that, but I guess we'll have to see. It's either Force or Dagon here. I don't see it being Aghanims, even though that is a pretty cool item on Tinker now.
Is under attack.
It's still very rarely seen. Of course, what it does is gives Laser twice the range, so 1100, which is pretty sick. And you shoot 4 rockets instead of 2, but you can only hit every target once. So if you shoot 4, it's on 4 individual targets. But yeah, it's a great item in some cases. I would love for Arteezy to use it in this game, but I don't know if it's good. I just like seeing it. But I don't think we've seen a single X on Tinker this whole tournament.
Hasn't happened in any of my games, man. So yeah, no.
There's one 4-staff already for Universe here, so maybe they just rack up on 4-staffs to create space. Arteezy,
they're coming bottom lane.
Jump, but Moonlight Shadow keeping him safe.
They wanted iceiceice, I think, in that one, because PPD was waiting in the tree line to come out with the Fiend Script. One quick hold and then a TP in by Tinker if they had themselves a kill. But Mushi, Mr. Invis, Rune, Walker. The Hawk's even coming, like, they've actually got a Borg guarding middle lane. They got a Hawk looking towards the bottom Rune area. And then iceiceice starts his army of trees. We kind of forget like that as well. Like, iceiceice is possibly one of the greatest prophets when it comes to scouting enemy jungles. Every single time he creates an army of trees, he knows how much power he's got himself to fight. Universe might be dead. Universe might very well be dead. Is there another stun? He could buy a TP, but he never even got to use his 4-staff then.
Yeah. Got caught out completely by surprise here from Mushi. Very easy kill for him. How is he looking on that Linkens? He will actually have it now. So 21-minute Linkens for Mushi. He's got great farm. I mean, the CS, the funny thing is, if you look at the last hits,
it's
just
a Dagon.
As far as net worth goes, Mushi is on top of the charts by very little, but in CS he's far behind. It's just objectives right now that DK are leading on. 5 towers, as well as 2 Roshans against the 1 tower of EG.
Look at the positioning too, where iceiceice TP'd into. That's normally where a Tinker would move, so he could like hide himself in the trees and do much machine swap. So iceiceice is already getting himself in position, so he could just orc at the Tinker straight away. And there goes your tier 2 tower. That's all out of towers down 21 minutes, 30 seconds in.
And Linken's now picked up. We'll probably see some sort of rotation from DK to the bottom lane. The Aegis has expired again, yeah? Yeah. So they didn't use this second Aegis, I believe. I don't think Mushi got caught out.
They're just using him for money. That's it.
Yeah.
It's money and experience.
It's just money. And of course now, the next one will probably lead to some sort of push since they'll have the cheese as well, but they're gonna have the cheese so early that there's like no hero who can really use it to the full effect, apart from maybe Burning getting somewhat close to it at least, with his 1600 health. He's got Axe as well.
It'll be Ladam jumping in, it's like spin, ultimate, walk around, cheese, full life. Oh, wait.
Yeah. It's one thing we haven't touched upon that much is that, you know, for EG's supports, they're playing a support Mirana and a support Bane, who can scale but really don't have any farm. Arcane Boots on the Bane, Mirana only has an Urn. On DK's side, they have a support Juggernaut with an X Scepter and 1400 gold, so he's going to be a 4th core. And considering how much space they gave MMY, he's far ahead on the net worth of the other supports. I mean, if you bring up the net worth,
level 2 ultimate.
They're actually out farming the offlaner with their precision farm right now. So, the offlaner of EG, we should say. Universe on Beastmaster. Very unusual for me to see a 23-minute game without Universe being involved in anything. He just can't find anything in this game on the Beast.
Oh, apart from his own death. Well, that was the only thing he had up on top lane.
Found that one.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I just wanted something to happen.
Action game, man.
Okay.
Bottom lane, they're
Looks
coming
like
down.
DK R&D looking for action.
PPD is still waiting inside the trees. Like they're clapping to get rid of Hawks. But Arteezy is still going to cause a lot of problems for him. Like, he's still jumping around the map, keeping all the lanes split pushed out. So DK...
And it was the Dagon.
Hmm? Yeah, he bought the Dagon.
Yeah.
But, like, if they want to try and stop... if they want to try and go for a death push up towards the high ground, like mass army of trees and everything else, and try and find kills, then DK need to push and push really, really quickly, because Arteezy will make them pay on the offlane. It's either that, or they hunt Arteezy. That's the other solution they have here. But we're noticing PPD, was that a gem? They started, yeah, there's a gem over on Beastmaster.
Oh,
they find him. I was about to say they're gonna need some really good vision to do it, but it looks like iceiceice just TP'd himself in, and they've got Arteezy down.
Look at DK's warding. They ward their own jungle at this point, because they know this is where Arteezy will go to farm after he pushes out the top lane. Really great preemptive warding here from DK. It's still up for another 3.5 minutes, so I don't think we'll see Arteezy going out there anytime soon, and if he does, he's just gonna get picked off. They are locking down Tinker's map, which is something Arteezy very rarely has happened to him, but EG cannot control this game right now. And they're in an awful position where they really just want to map control, which is what their lineup is best at, but they're getting outclassed in that by DK, and they cannot find a fight. DK will not let them fight unless DK get the initiation, at which point I don't see EG winning any sort of fight right now. Arteezy is not big enough to make use of that Chronosphere to its full extent yet.
They're going to try and battle top lane. Arteezy's TPing up right now, and it kind of feels like they're using him as bait. Now, Beastmaster gets rid of that Observer Ward, and they will realize how Arteezy got caught out before. But it's the smoke movement from Mason as well as PPD.
Arteezy!
They find him again. Well, the Orc is there, but iceiceice is committed to this. He's got Blink Dagger off cooldown in 6 seconds time, but he's in the corner at the moment, and Zai, arrow flies up, is off target. They'll see him, but it's already too late. Rockets come down, it's the Chrono right now they've got. Brewmaster takes the fall before he gets it off, and they got Luigi as well. And they even get more. MMY, that leap from Mason, tried to reach in deeper. 2
big kills, including a gem.
Bottom
what an absolute big play here for EG, and a tier 2 tower, and they're 10,000 gold down. This is just what they needed. And you're right, Arteezy actually ended up baiting that.
It's a space creator. What? Ice! Playing RTK style. TP'd himself directly, and PPD with the brain step and attempted to TP out, but Finger of Death being committed by MMY. So the only way they'd have enough damage to kill the pain before the TP was completed. But they get at least a revenge kill, and they hold the tier 2.
That's pretty impressive. I thought that tower was gone for sure, but DK with only 3 heroes alive against 5, they managed to get out and get the pick off with the iceiceice's TP. And
they still lost 2 big cores. Like, the Brewmaster went down. I know he's got Aghanim's Arcade Poison 26 minutes in, so he's not too worried about money. But it's the fact that he also managed to bring down the Ursa.
iceiceice is in a precarious position. He's actually waiting.
Third Roshan.
He keeps sprouting. He waits for Arteezy. He's standing here just to counterplay Arteezy. He keeps sprouting the ground because he's like, okay, eventually Arteezy will be boots of traveling in on this lane. Nope, he's gonna find him up here. But Arteezy,
he's on a hunting
out
mission.
in a hurry.
He literally he's on a hunting mission.
iceiceice is gonna need a Hex to pull off this place. But as you said, the Roshan will once again be going to Team DK here. Juggernaut picking up the Blink Dagger, so great positional ability from him. Who got the cheese? I guess they gave it to
Brewmaster.
Yeah. The one thing DK cannot have happened to them is exactly what happened in the top lane. They cannot be opened on in that way so that Burning does not get ultimate off. It actually kind of doesn't matter what else happens, as long as they get the brew split off. They can sacrifice pretty much any of their heroes. Now that Ursa has an Aegis in particular, as long as the brew split comes off, they'll get an advantageous fight for them.
Getting their Brewmaster split off seems to be getting more and more difficult as time goes by. Especially once Mason's able to pick up that Mjolnir, his damage output combining up with the Mask of Madness is really high. Top lane TP is coming in from Arteezy and Burning. Well, instantly into the split there from DK.
Oh, the stone, yep, that can be disjointed. Arteezy on the hunt, the Sprout is there.
Universe TP out, the Moonlight Shadow, he's just trying to hide invis for the moment, but the stone is out, and that's Arteezy locked in the corner. They trigger off the dust as well, so there really is nowhere to hide. But they're back in towards middle lane now.
They're gonna jump on it on Mushi here. This should probably be a kill for Mason.
It's only the Aegis though. And Mason does enough damage with the arrow, however, flying in and time locks at the very last moment. They get the kill, backtracks a little bit, has to BKB and just TP out. No stuns to go through that. The Nightmare's over at iceiceice and PPD, well, he'll die in the river. Mushi jumps out of it. So it costs him the Aegis anymore. At the same time, Arteezy, of course, he died up on the top lane. So DK have themselves a window of opportunity to push high ground. The Aegis may be gone, but they've still got a lot of power.
Got 25 seconds to reach high ground, but...
Profit. Look at him jump. He actually blinked himself the wrong way.
If he reaches this, oh, that Sprout almost.
Initially, I think he thought the leap would go back down towards the mid.
DK could potentially get in here. The one problem they have is Primal Split's on cooldown for 50.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're gonna back out. It's not enough having the healing ward if you don't have the split. It's their main teamfight ability that absolutely has to be available for high ground sieges 5-on-5. And Mason is on top of the charts. He's got really good farm on his Void this game. 200 CS in a 20 game without Battle Fury is a really good farm by Void. It might be the best farm I've actually, or the highest CS I've seen on Void at this point. Just raw CS without having a Battle Fury. It's pretty impressive from Mason here.
Should point out too, the Aegis team, well, once it was gone, they moved the cheese over. So it's no longer there. Juggernaut, you got Arteezy. He's following Arteezy, and the Dagon, he Ghost Scepters himself up to try and protect himself from Lanham, but the Ghost Scepter was way too late.
This is an absolute nightmare for Arteezy.
But he tries to protect himself and Lion just nails him?
I don't think Arteezy is playing this poorly. This is just one of the lineups that it's so incredibly hard to play Tinker into because you have to play it like this. He can try to be a little more cautious, but then he doesn't find the farm. So he has to go for these constant team split pushes. But DK just... iceiceice keeps sprouting the ground. He gets so much flying vision from it. It's on Nature's Call if the sprout is a little bit off, to just get the vision on Arteezy, and then, like you said, they can jump on him with Juggernaut, they can jump on him with Lion, and he just dies. There's like no way out. It's good that he has the Ghost Scepter against Jugger, but it's not enough. The moment he just gets caught out, the
he uses the Ghost Scepter against the Juggernaut, and if Lion's got his ulti up, it's like instant death.
It's really the Hunger Games, honestly, for Arteezy here. Just that he gets to play them in multiple rounds, but DK have found the better weapons.
They're probably ready for this pickup as well from EG. Like Arteezy Tinker is not a foreign pick to EG. But DK really has a plan for it. They do have one big thing they're still going from, and that's the man who's got the highest net worth on the map. For a guy who is, what is this, 4 towers behind. He's still got a higher net worth than the Ursa and the Nature's Prophet, and that's also including 3 Roshan's worth of gold and money too.
Gold
Mason is still very big.
Gold and money is like twice as much.
And experience. You know what I was saying.
Experience and knowledge. Okay, let's see mid lane. Burning is not going to get caught out here. EG are really trying to find openings on the map, but it seems pretty hard for them to find anything. This mid tower is their main objective. They just want to get a little bit of map control, but Burning is in a great position here to blink in and open the fight. Okay, I just got... That's really weird. My announcer just gave its disconnect line, but no one DC'd. That's... Okay, I thought one of the players DC'd, but they're all looking healthy, so absolutely no problem.
You're fine. So
that's
relax, and trust your eyes, not your ears. Now, that push on bottom lane, Mushy and I say push, it's the gang squad. They're a brute squad 2 manning on that bottom lane, searching for, again, Arteezy. But he's sticking with the team this time around. Like, he's waiting for this mid tower, and they're just preparing themselves for a fight. Now, March Machine's cover fire behind him will really be good to let off right now. At the same time, Rockets is hitting iceiceice up on the cliff, and they realize there's a
now. Yes, he will. Here comes. Oh my goodness.
Mason backtrack. He backtracked the finger of death, but it wasn't enough. The Sprout comes down too, but they're all backing up. The March Machines, we've still got DK walking entirely through it. Zai, the dust will actually reveal him off, but he leaves himself into the tree line. After you blindstorm by MMY to catch him out, they're all home and host.
Really good disengage from EG, only losing Mason there, but they should have expected this to happen. It might have actually happened the way they wanted it. They baited out 5 ultimates from DK here and treated Mason for it. It's pretty obvious that Lion will be jumping in for that Hex, and they don't have the counterplay potential. The moment he gets caught, he will die, but...
Mason tanked a hell of a lot too. Like, he tanked the Finger of Death because he backtracked through a couple of those abilities. I'm not quite sure how DK want to push high ground. Without Split and up against March, even Axe is like, the creep wave will not be able to survive this. They'll do no damage towards the tower, and they're losing their side lanes. That was 1 March, and okay, iceiceice actually TP's top lane now.
Also, look at this warding here from Team DK. I don't know if you can see me drawing on the map. That's okay. I can't do that. Excellent drawing. Thank you. Okay, so they've got like
you had a box on the map. You went for this region here.
All right, my box was That's almost as awful as mine, but yeah. So they've placed their wards in this pattern, which covers the entirety of the enemy jungle, pretty much. It covers saturated jungle. It covers the area leading into the Ancients, and it's basically just containing EG in their base. The only free space EG has is actually like this little region around the mid lane, where DK will generally just be pushing the lane. So there's like pretty much almost no opening for EG to get out on the map without using smoke. And if they don't smoke, they just get ganked. Like, the pickoff potential for DK is amazing. And, well, we'll see if, you know, it's kind of like the only way I see EG winning fights is by using Moonlight Shadow and catching DK by surprise. But with the map on total lockdown, it's very difficult for them to find any sort of opening, because they all disappear from the map and they're into pushing in. It's incredibly obvious that the gank is coming and DK won't get caught.
This is what I talked about before. Like,
Mid lane again.
Dyer's middle tower has been denied.
Look at the tree coverage. 1, 2, there's a third one over here, there was another one that was down here, and there was actually another one up here around the rune point. You could have moved across the top. Like, there's still 2 wards there as well from DK, but there is nowhere that EG can move without being flagged. And iceiceice can be over-aggressive in the lanes too. He can afford to pull me on him if he wants to, but it'll cost him his buyback. Throws the ulti out to start with. Now, bottom lane has to be dealt with by Tinker, because it's pushing towards the tier 3 tower with Catapult.
Tower is under attack.
So DK have more space to farm. Go back to farming. Diffusal blade's almost done for Lanham as well. I say almost. He still needs, yeah, he still needs Recipe as well. So
that's a really great pickup. Obviously directly targeted at Diffusal blading the Tinker's Ghost Scepter. And as of a couple versions ago, Omnislash doesn't stop when you hit a Ghost Scepter target, or there's no other target in range. He's just going to keep jumping, and since you can use items during Omnislash, he can solo kill Arteezy. He has no escape, actually. There's no way in hell Arteezy's getting out the moment he gets Omnislashed. How many bounces does it have? It currently has... on level 2?
He's got 9. He's got 9 jumps on the Scepter.
9 jumps with Diffusal. Yep, that's a dead Tinker if he gets caught, so they have even more openings to kill Arteezy once that Diffusal blade is up. Then you won't even need help anymore.
EG just searched for an opening. They used Moonlight Shadow and Hawk to try and scout out as they went into the dire side jungle.
And there's Roche.
Yeah. Well, this time around the Hawk's at least in position for EG. It's got pinged out though, so it's there, and that's why Bernie's coming over. And funny enough, that Hawk had like maybe 2 seconds yet left to live, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's still just put down by Burning. And this is now going to be a time when EG can't let this happen again. This will be Aegis and 2 cheeses into the hands of DK. This is the 4th Roshan in 35 minutes.
And a heart for Mushi now. They're just item building against the damage of EG. They want to just be able to soak up all the damage and go in. And having heart and cheese, if they don't kill Mushi in the first go...
Jump in! The double jump! All is perfect with the impale stun. Figure of Death to take out PPD. There was no luck there for Mason for backtracks. He went straight down. Mirana set up in towards the air as well. He got another jump as MMY. Hex is over on Zai, and then just drains out a little bit of mana. 3 heroes down for EG. Roshan will be claimed by Lanham as well as Mushi. And there is no fade for the split push to happen anywhere near fast enough to stop DK from even going high ground. Oh, look at there, even catching at the block. Sprouts from iceiceice. The amount of trees he has created, I think he's probably made more sprouts than actual like trees in this game.
This is such an impressive game from DK. They've completely controlled the flow from minute 1.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
And EG, with arguably one of their best lineups, are just being crushed. It's like DK wanted them to have these heroes.
Yep.
They were like, okay, we know what EG are going to do. They love their Tinker Beastmaster combination. They love their early game with Mirana Bane. We're just going to draft a lineup that they can't fight into for the first 15 minutes. We're going to take over the map, and then we're going to drain it of resources, and then when we feel like, we're going to go high ground.
Oh. iceiceice is 6.1k gold. He hasn't finished his Mjolnir, so I assume he's going for something else a little bit more special. And well, I'm seeing an ultimate orb. So either he's considering mana style, or we're considering maybe this time it will be the Skadi. Maybe this time. And they just brought the Skadi up against this lineup.
I think it's a Scythe.
Just a straight up hex?
Yeah, then he can solo Arteezy as well.
Shame.
And they can hex the Void in 2 ways. I think it's the better choice overall, I'm pretty sure. No.
You're right, there it is, Scythe. I was hoping for something unique and unusual. Mushi back into farming, and EG just smoking his Mushi again. Now, this Hawk is having a bit of a look around. It'll see MMY, and it sees Mushi there. Universe, he roars over an MMY, and the Lion, he does get dropped down. There's a lot of damage coming out from Arteezy then, but the Blink Dagger went over. So Mushi's at the bottom. Chrono it! Chrono it! He's got to Chrono it on this one. If he doesn't, in comes the support. Ice. Mushi turns to fight. Now the Chrono. Mushi walked into the Chrono. He was on the outskirts of it. The Aegis, he wanted to be lost. Ice quickly killed off Arteezy. A lot of damage coming up there. The arrow, Mushi blinked out of it. Burning will now come in. Goes for the split. Arteezy goes and tries to protect him, but not fast enough. And Universe getting spun to death by Lanham. He's still got one ultimate left. They got the Void up in the air with the Moonlight Shadow. While Mason, there goes a jump from the Juggernaut. They'll bring him down. They did get some nice kills. They got the Aegis theme on with Mushi coming back to life again without getting Aaron when he came back up too. DK easily able to turn that around.
Great play from EG though. I still think that was the kind of play they had to go for and they had to try to execute. They did everything right, but it just wasn't enough. They're 20,000 behind. They got the right target, they got the right opening, they got all their spells off correctly. Great play from Mason to hold the Chrono
Jumps
until he could find two.
He needs more movement speed though. That's not going to be there.
Arrow. Out for a fish.
No one's fighting.
This is high ground time for DK, I think. They have enough time and they have they still have a cheese on the brook. The glyph will have to be expended here by EG.
No choice. Really no choice. They're at least trying to get these Enfeebles off. The Enfeebles were tricked Liquor Sphere before. And now the ball comes close to slowing down Lanham. There it goes again on the Lincoln Sphere. Boy still on the sidelines for 13 seconds. PPG, secondary Enfeeble. Stunned over again from MMY. Universe, 4-staffed out, but I think that Orchid might have enough damage. Yeah, it does. It's a double kill for Mr. Darryl, iceiceice. They're going to go towards the middle lane. There's a lot of damage still coming out from Arteezy, but they back themselves up. DK lose nothing. They claim 2 heroes and they claim the mid racks.
MMY is an absolute god on Lion. It's always such a pleasure to watch him playing this hero. All the way back to Dota 1 when Lion was actually a solo mid at one point. MMY is widely regarded as, in that era when he was playing that, he was the best Lion and the best Storm Spirit in mid. Absolutely phenomenal player. Even Tinker, he was exceptionally good with in that mid lane. And his experience has just carried over into Dota 2. I think if I had to choose, you know, if I had to highlight one player for his Lion play, I would keep coming back to this guy. In this game we're just seeing it. He's been part of 13 kills, he's 4-1-9. He keeps finding good techniques, double impales, perfect hex timings every time. And I love to see that, you know, this is something that generally competitive players are good at this, but sometimes they don't do it. It's something for a little bit of teaching for pub players here. Use the Finger of Death immediately. Don't save it for the KS. Just use it. Get the kill immediately. He jumps in. He instantly fingers every time after the impale because he knows there's no point in saving it.
Yep.
Immediately gets it off. Sometimes in other competitive matches, the Lions are holding on to the Finger just like, do I really need it? Should I use it? I could save it for another kill, and then the counterplay potential comes out. MMY don't let them. They don't even let. He doesn't let them blink. They just die.
Yep. Oh man, there's gonna be even more death. The diffuser blade is finally, like, let him bought that thing like 5 minutes ago. It's only just coming out in the courier to him now. But I was watching him looking for Arteezy again. But they're gonna push him bottom lane, so everyone's on bottom lane, and all of EG have to come back. So they're trying to look for a trade up on the tier 2 tower on the top lane. Again, Sprout fishing onto the sidelines, looking for this Tinker, but Arteezy, he's just walking himself in with the March of the Machines. He's also got that level 3 Dagon, but no E-Blade. Hey, take that one back. E-Blade's now arrived.
This might be Arteezy's latest E-Blade in this tournament on Tinker. 41 minutes in. He still has about 300 CS. I mean, he's been getting the farm, but objective-wise, EG have only managed to claim 4 towers and none of the 4 Roshan's. Arteezy's got 3 kills, which is very, very low for him as well. And, again, coming back to the map control. I don't think you can fault EG for this. I don't think EG has played a bad game. They've just been outclassed, and the strategy from DK is just perfectly executed. And it's good to see DK in great shape, because we were starting to worry about, okay, are they actually just going to completely mess up at this event? They are one of the favorites coming in. It would be a shame to see them just getting knocked out early or underperforming, but since Lanham took over drafting, we've seen some really good games from DK with creative drafting and some great ideas. And
yeah, man, who would have thought
they're looking good right now.
Juggernaut will be a thing in this tournament.
EG, even with a loss here, they're still going to be okay, and they've been looking great the whole time. They're still looking very comfortable with a 10-4 score should they lose this game.
They're coming up for a gank right now, so Moonlight Shadow again being used. The D room from Mason was taken, and it was pinged. It was pinged. The Observer Wall was able to scout it out. Actually, was there an overwatch from them? No, there actually wasn't. There was definitely a ping saying they're in this neighborhood. And that's why you're seeing MMY and Burning just backing up a little bit further. And the trees from Mr. Ice scouting out again. So good, but where? No, Ice walk up the hill. Oh, Raw, Dagon, they need one more attack. The laser from Tinker will get the kill, but Burning jumps in. Mason low on life. How's it got the corner? They're four-staffing away from Nushi on a double four-staff to make it happen. Now the Juggernaut Ultimate will take out PPT. The Beast must be drained out. Arteezy has no mana left. This is GG. They've lost too many people here. They'll just push down the middle lane and should end this now.
I can definitely get a second lane of Rex here. Arteezy won't have buyback. They can buyback to Void as the only hero, I think. Maybe Beastmaster does barely have the gold for
Zai,
it.
Courier sniping, or at least attempting it. He's a long way from home, man.
He's running
and iceiceice is like, Ghost Scepter, save me, protect me. Oh, yeah,
He's just taunting and he just runs in like a little bit of a circle first before getting the last hit off. What a fucking thing.
He had to wait for the ghost. He had to wait for the ghost.
No,
Scepter.
it breaks when you use TP.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
The only TP that doesn't break, or well, you don't break Ghost Scepter with Boots of Travel, but with Town Hall Scroll you do. So the moment he started TPing out, he just got attacked twice. Ice just a little bit of a stutter step first.
The last fight now for EG. This is the last stand without Arteezy. It's going to be a jump into a Chrono, and now it's going to be Burning jumping in, and again they got Mason. 4-staff down once, and they kill him off. That's the second fight in a row where there's been no Chrono, and the GG call comes out from Arteezy. Zai is going to take the Juggernaut into the base, and then, well, he walks himself, in fact blinks himself away to safety. Commanding performance from DK. Commanding performance by DK.
I think this is one of the most well-executed games I've seen in the tournament so far. Just from start to finish, DK excellent control of the game. The whole flow, their decision-making, their movement. Considering what they're playing against, the fact that they died 8